The glittering world of global celebrity culture often appears to the outside observer as a seamless tapestry of glamorous red carpet appearances, high fashion statements, and seemingly perfect romances that unfold under the constant, watchful gaze of the public eye. Millions of devoted followers across the planet tune in daily to witness the latest chapters in the lives of their favorite pop icons and Hollywood stars, searching for a glimpse of genuine human connection amidst the carefully curated luxury. Yet, behind the shimmering facade of international fame, a complex web of past relationships, unspoken grievances, and digital detective work frequently threatens to disrupt the carefully constructed narrative of modern stardom. In the hyper-connected landscape of today, no detail is too small to escape the notice of internet sleuths, and no casual comment made in the seemingly relaxed environment of a podcast studio remains isolated for long. When a global pop sensation, celebrated for her chart-topping anthems and magnetic stage presence, cements her love story with a critically acclaimed actor in a breathtaking European celebration, the world naturally watches with bated breath, eager to celebrate their apparent fairy tale ending. However, in the realm of high-profile entertainment, the past has a persistent habit of resurfacing at the most unexpected moments, casting a sudden and intriguing shadow over even the most joyous occasions. This delicate intersection of new romance, past commitments, and the fierce loyalty of a dedicated fan base forms the backdrop of a brewing digital storm that has recently captured the absolute fascination of the online community. As we prepare to dive deeper into this intricate narrative of love, loyalty, and lingering resentment that spans from the exclusive clubs of London to the sunny hills of Los Angeles, we invite you to become a permanent part of our community by subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so you never miss an update on the hidden dynamics of the entertainment world. The story that is currently unfolding across social media platforms serves as a powerful reminder that in the modern age of digital media, a single resurfaced video clip can ignite a firestorm of speculation, pitting thousands of protective fans against a figure from the past who claims to hold a very different version of the truth. To truly understand the gravity of the current situation and the intense passion it has aroused among observers worldwide, one must look beyond the spectacular headlines of recent weeks and examine the subtle, underlying tensions that have been quietly simmering beneath the surface of a highly publicized Hollywood romance. It is a tale that involves not just the glittering stars who currently dominate the global stage, but also those individuals who once occupied a central place in their lives before the bright lights of international fame changed the landscape forever. The devotion of contemporary music fans is a formidable force, capable of launching massive digital campaigns to defend their idols against any perceived slight. And this protective instinct has been triggered in full force by a series of candid admissions made on a popular digital audio broadcast. What began as a casual conversation between two well-known social media personalities has rapidly transformed into a complex puzzle, with thousands of eager commentators analyzing every word, inflection, and historical timeline to protect the sanctity of a newly minted celebrity marriage. As the digital dust refuses to settle, the unfolding drama highlights the profound contrast between the private realities of a developing relationship and the public expectations that accompany global notoriety, leaving many to wonder where the truth truly lies in this intricate maze of memory and modern stardom. The fascination with this specific controversy lies not merely in the identities of the high-profile individuals involved, but in the universal themes of transformation, the evolving nature of personal boundaries when one enters the public eye, and the inevitable friction that occurs when past personal history collides with present public triumph. As the online discourse intensifies, it becomes increasingly clear that the narrative surrounding this beloved celebrity couple is far more complex than a simple chronicle of glamorous events and successful artistic endeavors. It is an intricate web of human emotion, retrospective analysis, and the unstoppable power of modern internet culture to unearth long-forgotten conversations and thrust them into the center of the contemporary media spotlight, forcing onlookers to question how well anyone can truly know the real motivations behind the public personas of the rich and famous. The delicate balance of celebrity privacy was completely shattered when a video clip from a popular audio broadcast began circulating aggressively across major social media platforms, igniting an immediate confrontation between protective online communities and a prominent digital creator. The source of this intense digital friction was an episode of the Better Half podcast, originally recorded in February 2026 by social media influencer Victoria Villarroel and her longtime friend and co-host Stassi Caranicolau. Villarroel, widely recognized within the entertainment industry as the former personal assistant to reality television mogul Kylie Jenner, used the digital platform to share a series of highly specific and deeply personal recollections regarding an unnamed British ex-boyfriend. During the recorded conversation, Caranicolau specifically brought up Villarroel's past romance with a certain British man, prompting the influencer to reveal that this specific individual had recently become engaged to an exceptionally famous person. The revelation immediately sent shockwaves through internet communities, as users quickly began cross-referencing the timeline and descriptions provided in the podcast with the real-world timelines of high-profile Hollywood relationships. The tension escalated dramatically when Caranicolau openly marveled at how the man's current lifestyle appeared to be the absolute, complete opposite of the quiet, low-profile existence he had insisted upon maintaining when he was dating Villarroel in the past. According to Villarroel's candid statements in the resurfaced clip, her former partner had repeatedly expressed a deep-seated aversion to the traditional trappings of Hollywood fame, celebrity culture, and media scrutiny. She recalled that during their relationship, this individual had firmly stated that he would absolutely never date anyone who attracted the attention of the paparazzi, would never involve himself with a famous person, and considered prestigious public events like the Met Gala to be inherently corny and undesirable. This stark description immediately caused internet sleuths to point their fingers directly at acclaimed actor Callum Turner, who is currently 36 years old and recently entered a highly publicized relationship with global music icon Dua Lipa. Although Turner has never officially confirmed a past romantic relationship with Villarroel, persistent rumors and digital evidence compiled by dedicated fans suggest that the two had dated briefly during the year 2023. The dramatic irony of the situation was not lost on the online community, as Turner and Lipa had recently made headlines by celebrating a lavish, high-profile wedding in London and Italy on June 6, completely contradicting the fame-averse persona described by the podcaster. The online community quickly noted that Turner and Lipa have become famous for their highly visible, affectionate public outings in front of professional photographers, and they had officially made their public debut as a committed couple at the 2025 Met Gala in New York City, the exact event the unnamed ex had reportedly dismissed as corny, adding immense fuel to the growing digital firestorm. Villarroel dropped a massive bombshell during the podcast episode by claiming that she was actually on an intimate dinner date with this specific ex-boyfriend in London when he encountered his future partner for the very first time. She explained to her listeners that the woman who is now his spouse had unexpectedly sat right next to their table at a restaurant in the British capital, a situation that Villarroel described in retrospect as completely crazy and surreal. The influencer attempted to lighten the heavy tone of the conversation by joking that her ongoing relationship struggles and past boyfriend troubles often served as a source of comfort for her close friends, who could listen to her wild experiences and instantly feel much better about the status of their own personal love lives. She remarked that no matter how difficult her friends' breakups might seem, her own lived reality was proof that things could always be significantly worse, given the bizarre public twists her past relationship had taken. The revelation of these intimate details did not sit well with the vast, fiercely loyal fan base of Dua Lipa, who viewed the timing of the resurfaced podcast clip as a deliberate, critical attack on the singer's new husband just weeks after their beautiful wedding ceremony. Music fans across the globe immediately mobilized to defend the couple, launching a wave of sharp criticism against Villarroel and accusing her of being bitter and unable to move on from a brief past relationship. The digital defensive campaign reached a fever pitch on popular internet forums like Reddit, where thousands of users began dissecting every single sentence uttered by the influencer on the podcast to debunk her claims or justify the actor's apparent change of heart. Many protective fans argued that it is entirely natural for an individual's perspective on fame, media attention, and public events to shift dramatically when they fall deeply in love with the right person. Several commentators cruelly described Villarroel's public admission as a form of public humiliation ritual, suggesting that the actor's willingness to embrace the glamorous Hollywood lifestyle with Lipa proved that he simply had not valued his time with the influencer enough to compromise his privacy for her. The online debate quickly divided into two distinct ideological camps, with one side fiercely defending the newlywed couple's right to happiness and the other side arguing that Villarroel had every right to share her own personal life experiences on her own media platform. Supporters of the actor pointed out that Turner had never engaged in any form of infidelity, and that relationships simply end when two people realize they are not a perfect match for one another. They suggested that Turner's current public behavior was simply a reflection of how incredibly happy and secure he felt in his relationship with Lipa, which naturally caused him to stop worrying about the paparazzi or the perceived commercialism of high-profile fashion events. However, a significant minority of online observers came to the defense of Villarroel, arguing that the public backlash against her was entirely unfair and deeply hypocritical. These defenders pointed out that if a male celebrity had recounted a similar story about an ex-girlfriend who completely changed her values for a new partner, the public would likely offer immense sympathy rather than harsh criticism. They insisted that Villarroel did not sound inherently bitter during the podcast broadcast, but was simply recounting a bizarre and objectively wild sequence of events that had occurred in her own personal history. As the digital battle raged on, the contrast between the brewing online drama and the actual reality of Turner and Lipa's life could not have been more profound. While internet users debated the ethics of past relationships and the true motivations behind a celebrity's public image, the newly married couple was entirely focused on celebrating their new life together. The timing of the controversy was particularly striking, occurring just a few short weeks after Turner and Lipa had exchanged their vows in a private legal ceremony at the Marylebone Town Hall in London, followed by an incredibly lavish, multi-day celebration on the historic island of Sicily that captured the imagination of the global fashion and music industries alike. The spectacular Italian celebration that followed the official London ceremony stood as a magnificent testament to the profound bond shared by Dua Lipa and Callum Turner, completely overshadowing the digital noise and podcast controversy that attempted to cloud their happiness. 3 days after tying the knot legally in the United Kingdom, the couple and their elite inner circle jetted off to the historic island of Sicily for an unforgettable 3-day wedding party based in the picturesque town of Palermo. The breathtaking festivities, which were reported by industry insiders to have cost an astounding £1.5 million, were hosted at the legendary Villa Valguarnera, a historical estate that provided an unparalleled backdrop of timeless European elegance. It was within these storied grounds that a sacred blessing was held for the couple, whose remarkable journey together began in January 2024 at a high-profile party in Los Angeles, California. On that fateful winter evening, the pop star and the actor discovered an immediate, deep intellectual connection when they bonded over reading the exact same literary novel, the critically acclaimed book titled Trust by author Hernan Diaz. This shared love for literature and art laid a solid foundation for a romance that would quickly capture the hearts of millions, leading them directly to the altar in Sicily. The wedding guest list read like a definitive who's who of global entertainment and fashion, reflecting the massive cultural impact of both the bride and the groom. Lipa's longtime close friend and legendary musical collaborator Sir Elton John graced the occasion, delivering a deeply moving live performance of his iconic classic hit song, Your Song, which brought many of the gathered guests to tears. Joining the musical legend were contemporary pop trailblazer Charli XCX and global fashion icon Donatella Versace, both of whom added their own unique flair to the star-studded Mediterranean gathering. The bride herself looked absolutely incredible, floating through the historic villa in a custom haute couture Chanel gown designed specifically for her by the visionary creative director Mathieu Blazy. Lipa eventually shared the highly anticipated photographs of her breathtaking bridal look on her personal social media accounts, sending fashion critics and fans into an absolute frenzy of admiration. The spectacular garment featured an elegant backless halter neck design, meticulously embellished by master artisans with thousands of shimmering silver and white glass beads. The dramatic silhouette concluded with an immense sweeping train covered entirely in 25,000 delicate white feathers, creating an ethereal aesthetic as she walked. In her hair, the singer wore an intricate plume of matching feathers that connected seamlessly to a cathedral-length bridal veil, a masterpiece of design that required an incredible 3,220 hours of delicate hand embroidery to complete. Turner, meanwhile, cut an exceptionally dapper and sophisticated figure alongside his new wife, wearing a sharp, bespoke Louis Vuitton suit tailored perfectly to his frame. The newly released photographs captured a couple completely immersed in the joy of their union, partying enthusiastically until 6 o'clock in the morning alongside their loved ones. The The culmination of the evening featured a spectacular 10-minute fireworks display that illuminated the Sicilian night sky, reflecting off the Mediterranean Sea as the guests cheered. With a glass of fine champagne firmly in her hand, Lipa looked the absolute picture of pure human happiness as she danced the night away, completely unbothered by the outside world. Other intimate photographs, captured by the renowned fashion photographer David Sims, included a touching image of Turner waiting anxiously for his beautiful bride to arrive, as well as several striking portraits of Lipa, posing in her magnificent gown within the lush, historic grounds of the villa estate. When sharing these priceless moments with her millions of followers, Lipa kept the caption elegantly simple, writing merely, "Mr. and Mrs., a definitive statement that solidified their new status. The evening before the main ceremony, the couple had hosted an elegant welcome cocktail party at the Galleria Moderna, where the bride stunned onlookers in a custom-made Bottega Veneta dress that perfectly set the tone for the glamorous weekend. Family played an incredibly central role throughout the entire celebration, highlighting the deep personal values that unite the two stars. Lipa was proudly given away by her devoted father, Dukagin Lipa, who has famously guided her historic musical career for years in his dual role as her professional manager. On the groom's side, Turner's beloved mother, Rose Turner, who famously worked as a nightclub doorwoman in London during her youth and inspired her son's love for film, was handed an incredibly special and meaningful role during the wedding ceremonies. Those close to the newlyweds have revealed that the couple is already looking forward to the next major chapter of their lives together, expressing a strong desire to start a family. A close friend of the couple shared that they are deeply in love, completely committed to being together forever, and actively want to become parents in the not-too-distant future. Both individuals are known to be incredibly family-oriented, making the prospect of raising children together a natural and thrilling next step for them. Currently, the blissful newlyweds are enjoying a romantic honeymoon in the historic city of Rome, exploring the ancient streets hand-in-hand as husband and wife. Ultimately, the story of Callum Turner and Dua Lipa is not one defined by past relationships, casual podcast commentary, or the transient opinions of internet forums. It is a modern narrative of two highly successful creative individuals who found a genuine transformative love in an unexpected place, and who chose to celebrate that love openly and beautifully with the world. While internet culture will always look for hidden drama in the